Ever heard of the term negging? If not, you might be in for an unpleasant surprise. It's a tactic sadly prevalent in dating and relationships, a subtle form of manipulation that's as murky as a London fog. Picture this. A seemingly charming individual tosses you a compliment, but wait, it's laced with a thinly veiled insult. Confusing, absolutely. Damaging, potentially. That, my friends, is the essence of negging. Stay tuned as we delve into the murky waters of negging. So what exactly is negging? Let's dissect this term. Originating from the world of pickup artists, negging is a manipulative tactic used to undermine someone's confidence, making them more susceptible to advances. It's a blend of a compliment and a slight insult, designed to knock you off balance. Imagine this scenario. You're at a party looking your best when someone approaches you saying, "You're really pretty for someone who doesn't hit the gym." Or, "I like how you're not obsessed with fashion like most people." It may seem like a compliment at first, but there's a subtle undertone of criticism. That's a classic example of negging. This tactic is often used by individuals who seek to control or dominate their potential partners, making the other person feel less than they are, to gain an upper hand in the relationship. Negging, as you can see, is a form of manipulation. Why do people resort to negging? Let's take a sneak peek into the psychology behind it. You see, negging is a strategic move, a game of power dynamics. It's about establishing dominance and control in a relationship, often right from the get-go. The person doing the negging aims to knock their target off balance, to make them feel insecure and in turn more susceptible to their advances. It's a manipulative tactic, rooted in the need for control and power. This behavior often stems from the negger's own insecurities and fear of rejection. By belittling someone else, they feel a temporary boost in their own self-esteem, a false sense of superiority. But remember, this is a hollow victory, a facade. In the end, it's not about attraction or genuine connection, it's about control. Negging is a power play, a way to control and belittle the other person. How does negging manifest in dating scenarios? Let's explore. Imagine you're on a first date. Your date looks you up and down and says, "Wow, you're actually pretty funny for someone who looks so serious." This is a classic example of negging, a backhanded compliment that undermines your confidence. Or perhaps you're chatting online. They send you a message saying, "You're not usually my type, but there's something intriguing about you." It seems like a compliment on the surface, but it's subtly laced with a degrading assumption. Imagine another scenario. You're out for dinner, and your date comments, "I'm surprised you're eating that, considering how health-conscious you seem." This is negging too. It's a sly dig disguised as casual observation. And then there's the, "You're so different from other girls, guys" statement. It sounds like praise, but it's a blanket insult to your gender, making you feel like you need to keep proving your worthiness. In all these instances, the perpetrator uses negging to undermine your self-esteem, hoping you'll seek their validation. But remember, these are manipulative tactics, not genuine compliments or constructive criticisms. The intent is to make you feel less than, to control the dynamics of the relationship. These examples aren't exhaustive, but they give you an idea of what negging can look like. It's crucial to be aware of these subtle manipulations so you can protect your self-worth. Recognizing these behaviors can help you combat negging. Negging can take a toll on one's self-esteem. Here's how. Imagine you're a balloon filled with confidence and self-assuredness. Each neg is like a prick of a pin, releasing some of that air. With each negative comment, each slight, each veiled insult, you deflate a little more. You start to question your worth, doubting your qualities and abilities. You may even start to believe that you're not as great as you thought you were. This is exactly what the negger wants, a chink in your armor they can exploit. Suddenly, you're in a spiral of self-doubt, feeling less than and constantly seeking validation from the very person who's undermining you. It's a vicious cycle, a trap that's hard to escape from, and it's all because of negging. Negging is insidious. It's a slow erosion of your self-esteem, leaving you vulnerable and susceptible to further manipulation. Remember, it's never about you, it's about them and their need to feel superior. Negging thrives on undermining one's self-confidence. Wondering if you're being negged? Here are some signs to look out for. Negging often comes wrapped in a compliment, like a bitter pill in a sweet coating. So if someone's compliment feels a bit off, it's a red flag. For example, "You're really smart," for a blonde. Notice how that compliment sneaks in a stereotype. That's classic negging. Another sign is if the person constantly undermines your confidence in subtle ways, making you feel like you need their approval. They might belittle your achievements or make fun of your interest. Also, if they always seem to have the upper hand in conversations, making you feel less than them, that's another sign of negging. Lastly, if they make you question your worth or attractiveness, it's time to step back and reassess. Recognizing these signs is the first step towards combating negging. Negging is a manipulative tactic. Let's delve deeper into its nature. Picture negging as a puppeteer pulling the strings of your self-esteem, subtly undermining you to create a power imbalance. The puppeteer's goal to make you feel less so they can seem more. It's a psychological game, a sly form of emotional manipulation designed to make you question your worth. It's a wolf in sheep's clothing, hidden under the guise of playful teasing or constructive criticism. But remember, true critique is meant to build you up, not tear you down. The nature of negging is to do the opposite. It thrives on creating self-doubt and insecurity, making you more susceptible to further manipulation. It's like a leech feeding off your self-esteem to empower the negger. But don't forget, you're not a puppet on a string. Understanding the manipulative nature of negging can help you combat it. Negging can have detrimental effects on relationships. Let's explore. Now imagine a relationship where one partner constantly belittles the other, making underhanded remarks that slowly erode their self-esteem. That's the reality when negging enters the picture. Negging can distort the dynamics of a relationship, creating a power imbalance where one person feels superior while the other feels constantly under attack. Over time, this can lead to feelings of insecurity and self-doubt in the person being negged. They may start to question their self-worth, believing they don't deserve respect or kindness. Moreover, a relationship marred by negging can become a breeding ground for further emotional abuse. The negger may use their perceived superiority to manipulate and control their partner. And the sad part? The victim might not even realize they're being manipulated because they've been conditioned to think it's normal. In short, negging can poison a relationship, making it unhealthy and unbalanced. Why is negging harmful? Let's delve into it. Negging is harmful because it's a form of manipulation designed to lower someone's self-esteem to make them more susceptible to control. It's the equivalent of emotional pickpocketing, where someone stealthily chips away at your confidence while pretending to be interested in you. It undermines trust and mutual respect, the very foundation of healthy relationships. It's like a termite that silently eats away at the structure of your self-worth. Negging is not just unkind, it's harmful and toxic. Can you recognize negging early on? Let's find out. Negging is a subtle, often unnoticed form of manipulation. It's not as obvious as a blatant insult, nor as flattering as a genuine compliment. It's an underhanded tactic that leaves you feeling unsure, pulling you into a vortex of self-doubt and confusion. Key to early recognition is awareness. Listen closely to the words being used. Is there a pattern of backhanded compliments, veiled insults, or comments that undermine your confidence? These could be signs of negging. Also, pay attention to your feelings. Do you often feel belittled, unappreciated, or constantly second-guessing yourself after interactions with this person? Negging is designed to make you feel less than. So if you're experiencing these emotions, it may be a sign. Remember, everyone deserves respect and kindness. If you notice these signs early on, you're already one step ahead in combating negging. Early recognition can help you combat negging effectively. Building self-confidence is key to combating negging. Here's why. Picture your self-confidence as a shield. The stronger it is, the better it can protect you from the arrows of negging. But how do we build this shield? Well, it starts with self-awareness. Recognize your worth, embrace your strengths, and acknowledge your weaknesses. Remember, nobody's perfect, and that's absolutely fine. Next, step out of your comfort zone. It's in these unfamiliar territories you'll find gems of self-assurance. Whether it's taking on a new hobby, learning a new skill, or simply striking up a conversation with a stranger, these experiences build resilience and self-belief. Lastly, surround yourself with positivity. Seek out people who uplift you, challenge you, and celebrate you for who you are. Their positive energy will rub off on you, reinforcing your self-confidence. With strong self-confidence, you can stand up against negging. So let's start building that shield, shall we? Setting boundaries can help combat negging. Let's explore how. Boundaries are an essential part of any healthy relationship. They give you the power to decide what behavior you will accept and what you won't. Now, when it comes to negging, setting clear boundaries can be a game changer. When someone tries to undermine your self-esteem with subtle put-downs, they're crossing a line. It's important to recognize this and assert your boundary. You might say something like, "I don't appreciate that kind of comment and I expect to be treated with respect." Practice saying this in the mirror if you need to. Get comfortable with the words because you deserve respect. Remember, setting boundaries isn't about controlling the other person's behavior. It's about defining what you will and won't accept for yourself. And when you set these boundaries and stick to them, you're taking a stand against negging. Boundaries can protect you from the harmful effects of negging. Assertiveness can be your shield against negging. Let's find out how. Assertiveness, my friends, is not about being aggressive or confrontational. It's about expressing your feelings, needs, and rights in a respectful way. It's about standing up for yourself while considering the feelings and rights of others. Now, how does this fit into countering negging? Firstly, understand your worth. Remember, you deserve respect and kindness, and you have the right to express your feelings without fear of retaliation. When you encounter negging, respond firmly but politely. For example, if someone says, "You're pretty intelligent for a blonde," you could respond, "I don't appreciate that comment. It's disrespectful." Secondly, set clear boundaries. Let the other person know what you will and won't tolerate. This can deter further attempts at negging. Lastly, practice self-care. Build your self-esteem to the point where negging comments bounce off you without causing harm. With assertiveness, you can counter negging and protect your self-esteem. As we wrap up, let's revisit the importance of recognizing and combating negging. We've explored its insidious nature, its effects on self-esteem and relationships, and the importance of early recognition. We've underscored the need for self-confidence, setting boundaries, and assertive communication. These are your tools to counter negging. The journey towards healthier relationships begins with understanding and respect. Remember, every person deserves respect and kindness in their relationships. That's it for today's deep dive into negging. We've journeyed through the dark alleys of manipulation, but remember, you hold the torch. If you found this enlightening, share it around. Let's spread awareness, not negs. And if you haven't done so already, hit that like button and subscribe. It's a small click for you, but a giant leap for healthier relationships. Until next time, stay safe, stay confident, and say no to negging.
Savored this video? Fancy another? Click the on-screen video for an even deeper dive into fresh territory. Your support is like a warm cuppa on a brisk day. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe, ring that bell for the latest content. Cheers for watching.